Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy, and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Well, here we are on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and here's my dear friend Roland Friedl. Roland, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Welcome to our audience. I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm very excited about this show.
I am too. What'd you think of the new intro?
I love it. It's a bit weird to hear my own voice, but I love it.
You did a great job with it.
Thank you.
So, Roland, I know you're passionate about a healthy lifestyle, so much so that you've been dedicated to a certain way of living for at least 29 years. I'd love for you to share more about that with our audience.
Yeah. Well, actually, when I was young, I was always have a healthy lifestyle. My mom told me that as a kid, I was never into sweets or stuff like that. It was always healthy meat and vegetables. But when I was a student, with the lack of money, I had more garbage stuff. And then I found out I don't feel good. I'm not focused when I'm on university. I have problems really to concentrate on my studies. So I went back to healthy nutrition and I always did a lot of sports. So nutrition was always very, very important to me. I love to eat, but I love to eat not only delicious stuff, but healthy stuff, because I found out when I listen to my body, when I have cheat days, when I drink alcohol or too much sweet stuff, or too much, for example, for me, carbs, when I eat too much carbs, I don't feel good. And I said, okay, this is a feedback from my body. Do less of this, not avoiding it totally, because some stuff is really nice and I want to enjoy it, but avoid it as much as possible and go the healthy way. So I always was into it. And since 29 years, I'm very into nutrition because I found the product in the company. I was working together with them many years. I trained a lot of doctors on nutrition. And now I get 60 next year, and I feel good. I feel absolutely good. Okay, my hair turned gray, but it's still there. It's still there. That's the good one. But I feel absolutely good and healthy and fit. And when I look to others, especially from my school past, in the same age, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. I don't want to change with them.
I hear you. And I just think it's sad that I'm going to be 60 before you. I wish that you were going to be 60 before me, but that's okay. So, you made me remember when I was in college, you mentioned about the finances, and it's so true. We were eating something, and not a paid spokesperson, we were eating ramen noodles. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes, I heard about them. I had it once, but I don't like them because it's wheaten. Yeah. But I know that students had it many times. But you
Because
know
it
what?
was
My
sweet.
university time, in my first year when I went to Graz, my first university years, I got a puppy, a German Shepherd, and I saved him from a dealer, and he was in a very bad condition. He looked very awful, and luckily I found a veterinarian who really gave me a lot of tips how to support this puppy. And he said, "Yeah, I have to buy the best meat I ever can and give him red wine for his heart and black tea." So this dog got the best meat, a little bit of red wine and black tea. And it was such a beautiful dog. And I rented out a small room in a huge villa for a very rich aristocratic lady. And she was calling my mom and said, you have to take care about his son. He's not eating. He spends all this little money he has for the dog, but he doesn't look at himself. He doesn't eat much. When he eats, he's only crab, and he gives all to the dog. But yeah, that was always me taking care about the others.
Well, that's interesting that you had a dog at that time of life. That had to be kind of difficult, wasn't it?
As a student,
Yes.
well, yeah, actually, it was at the end. It was a large dog, and he was eating a lot. Yeah, it cost me a hell of money. Yeah, but I love dogs. I just love dogs.
I know they're great. And to your point, I do know we have family members who have dogs and feed them people food. And out of the food groups, a lot of broccoli and berries and protein. And the dog looks amazing. It's such a beautiful coat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of man. I don't buy how to say convenience food for the pets too. I don't do it for myself because I don't like all these preservatives, artificial colorings, sugaring, whatever stuff is in, and the same is in pets for them. And it's a different topic, but I avoid it for myself, for my family, and for the pets too.
Yeah, that's smart because the pets are family members also. And
Yeah.
today, Roland, we're going to be talking about the three pillars of health. And I'd love for you to start off with our audience. What are they?
Well, actually everybody knows it, but just to keep it in mind and remember it and bring it in on a daily basis. The three pillars of health are doing a proper exercise, and we're gonna discuss about what is a proper exercise, what is too much, what is not enough. Good exercise is one pillar. The second pillar is relaxation. You have also to rest, get a proper rest, what you can do there and how much rest you need. And at the end, the last pillar is, but not the less important. It's, for me, it's one of the most important one, is a proper, healthy, nourishing, fresh nutrition. So these are the three pillars: exercise, relaxation, and nutrition.
Now, are they in a certain order?
No, but people always have preferences. I know a lot of people who relax all the time. Where I'm coming from, I'm born in Austria, and Austria is very famous for really good, nice hotels with spas and thermal water. We have many in Austria, really amazing hot springs. They made a nice venues around it, and you see people spending the whole day there in the warm water. Eating crap, drinking alcohol, no exercise, just sitting in and going fatter and fatter. And they think it's healthy. No, it's not. And a friend of mine, he was a manager of one of the spas. He told me, we have more than 500 heart attacks a year in our spa.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Yeah, because people sit in the warm water, had a huge lunch, a heavy lunch, and then sit in the warm water. It's too much for the heart. So really, it's a combination of all three. And some people just relax. Some people are very into nutrition. Some people are very into exercise. I know a lot of people who look very fit but are not healthy at all. Are not healthy. They look slim. Maybe they look good with muscles, but they are not healthy. And it's all about being fit and healthy. It's not only being fit. It's fit and healthy. So all three pillars are important. Absolutely.
When you think of those three pillars, like for me, for me, fitness is definitely the one that I hit all the time. And I understand what you're saying. We have to have some discipline and structure and a balance of all three. I definitely am off the charts with the fitness part. Would you say that you're more one than another, or you think you're pretty well balanced across the three?
Well, not every year, every month it was always balanced. Sometimes I had really had times where I was much into fitness. I was running marathons and 100 miles races and stuff like that, and I was training like crazy, crazy, crazy. What I didn't, I also took care about my nutrition, but at this time I didn't care about relaxation. I didn't relax enough, and then really had a breakdown. My body collapsed, couldn't do anymore. So it was always different. It was not always balanced. The reason for that is because I had a very busy life, in the corporate world, and then when I started my own business, so I was working, and mostly in the night I did my workouts and training and running. So there was not enough sleep, so not enough relaxation, and also not enough time to eat really healthy. So it was always different, but now my lifestyle changed. I'm traveling now in my motorhome. I have more time, so I tried to have it more balanced. Absolutely, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
Do you feel that through your life that there's been kind of like an evolution where, like I just described, I'm 59, soon to be 60, and fitness is still my go-to. It's still the thing that brings me so much passion and joy. But I realize that nutrition is also important. Relaxation at this stage of my life as an entrepreneur with 2 businesses, I don't know, Roland. The only time I'm relaxing is when I'm walking. And when I'm walking, I'm typing or talking. So that 50 minutes that I get undivided attention for my workout, I can't do anything but do the workout because it's so hard. But to me, that's relaxing. But you wouldn't say that is, right?
No, it's not.
No.
No. I mean, but from my experiences, I know people who are very powerful and very focused in business. You see the same in workout. It's not that they just run in the forest slowly and enjoy it. Now they go to the gym and work out like crazy, or they run a marathon or whatever. It's always this performance-driven exercise, and I was the same when I was younger. And I found out, yeah, but whom? What do I prove to whom? Why should I do this? Why should I really harm my body? Because I know when you exercise too much, building up a lot of stress, you breathe more because you burn more oxygen, and when you burn more oxygen, you also produce more free radicals, which really is damaging your cells. That's what I learned years ago. So I thought, okay, Roland, calm down, do it more relaxed. You don't have to win. I'm not a professional sportsman, so it's not about making my money out of my exercise, whatever it is, running or swimming or working out in the gym or whatever. It's a bit coming down. It's not all about performance. It's about doing it in a balanced, proper way, what is good for the body. Because when you do it wrong, when you do it too much, it's also not good.
I can see that and understand that. Here's the question I have about that, though. To me, if I could be sitting around looking at nature or reading a book, that doesn't give me a lot of fulfillment. But if I'm going to go out in nature and I can leave voice messages to people for work, then I'm kind of like, I get the nature and I still get to work. So that doesn't work for you?
Well, I was the same when I was young. I was absolutely the same when I was younger. When I was looking at myself, I said, what the heck are you doing here? What the heck are you doing? What the heck are you doing? You're so powerful in business. Maybe you should, in your free time, come down a little bit and relax more. And because I saw it from friends of mine, from business friends who are very successful in business, a lot of hours in the office, then mostly not the best nutrition, and then they go playing tennis or run for a marathon or whatever it is, and then most of them got a breakdown afterwards, and you also see them from their skin, that their skin is getting older, becomes older much faster. This is because of the free radicals. You can do it on for a certain time of period, but then your body breaks. It doesn't mean breaking that you get a heart attack. Some people really get a bad skin. Wherever you have an issue, your body gives you a feedback. It's too much because you produce too many free radicals. And for me, I always get problems in my head. I had an accident, or I had a ringing in the ear or whatever. And then I said, okay, these are some signs that the body gives me that I do something wrong. And then I was finding out what I did. I said, I didn't find enough time for relaxation. Because even when I started with yoga in 1990, for me, it was just in the beginning, it was a workout. I didn't understand to bring it down. It was just, yoga and bend down and be more flexible and doing more. And it was always this competitive way of working out. And that's what I learned the last years. It's not about competing.
I think it's so interesting that you said that about yoga because I've been practicing yoga for, I don't know, 20 some years now. I don't do it now on a regular basis because I've chosen the other workout that I do. But yoga was a competition. I mean, the yoga that we do, it's 105 degrees and people are literally one on top of another. And it's a cardiovascular, it's a power yoga class that you come out, you're like, oh, thank God I'm still living. That it wasn't about, or meditation or anything. So to me, if I'm going to do yoga, I want to do yoga like that, where it's just boom, boom, boom. You're doing a headstand, you're doing a back bend, you're doing you're up, down. But that's not relaxation. I don't know what that is.
Well, it can be a good start, I mean, when asana, when you're talking about the asanas, it's just a small part of yoga, but the asanas are there that you really get exhausted, and when you get exhausted, that you can calm down, you get rid of the energy and calm down. And I had years ago had a very great teacher from the US, Brian Kest. Actually, he's the founder of Power Yoga. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's on the West Coast. Brian Kest, very famous yoga teacher, very famous for teaching all the celebrities. And I did some retreats with him together with Brian. And I remember when I saw him the first time, he didn't come, in this yoga clothes, in this fancy one. No, he had a short, how to say in English? In German, we say blue jean, this blue trousers, a short one, a normal T-shirt. And he came on stage with 150 people in the room, mostly female. And he said, okay, ladies, he said, chicks, first of all, don't look left, don't look right. You just focus on your yoga mat. It's not a competition. If you look left or right and I see you, I kick you out of the room. And secondly, it's not a catwalk. I don't care about your fashion. It's about yoga. And that's what I learned from it. It's not a competition. Don't look left. If somebody's bending backwards better than you, or the handstand is whatever, it's not about competition. It's focusing on yourself. Yeah, that's it. But some people see this competition, and when you see, when you see these yoga journals and all this stuff, there's all these good-looking, skinny, young ladies. That's not yoga. That's a circus. And one of my teacher, David Joyce, said, yoga is an inner process. Everything else is a circus.
I love that you shared that because when we were talking about fitness, I know over the years, different things that I've done. If you go into the gym and in the locker room, you see the girl like spraying her hair and putting on the makeup and looking at this super tight outfit and then going out there. And then on the opposite end, you go into yoga and you see someone who has like armpits that they don't shave and toenails that have never seen a pedicure. So I'm not sure which is the best. But I think the point is you just focus on what you're doing on your mat.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Coming down. Yeah. I mean, by the way, yoga can be on one hand, the asana can be a very good workout. Why not? When you do it powerful, like a power yoga or the Ashtanga yoga, for example, it can be very relaxing, the asana. When you do yin yoga, it's very relaxing and stretching. But it can also be very relaxing when you just lie down or sit down and do your meditation and the pranayama, the breathing. Absolutely, breathing is very, very important.
Breathing can get you through a lot of things, that is for sure. It can get you through pain. I know when I have my ulcerative colitis, I'm in an active flare, I'll just grab onto the front of a chair and I'll do some very deep breathing, and eventually it helps the pain subside. And I know when we're anxious going into a situation, we can breathe through it. So I think breathing is also important. So when we look at those three pillars, I think there's other things that we can do for our health that may be subsets of those three pillars.
Sorry?
They may be subsets. So for example, meditation and yoga, that could come under fitness and it could also come under relaxation.
Yeah. Of course, you can. It's for both sides. It's a good combination, and the yogic nutrition is a good nutrition. It's for both, but for most people, not practicable or they don't want it. But as I said, when we come back to the three pillars, it's about a proper exercise. And actually, last week I was reading a study a new study that came out that was published in a scientific journal. And it says when you do 75 minutes of quick walking, also really not slowly, really quick walking, really quick walking, 75 minutes a week, it reduces your heart cardiovascular risk about 30%. So it's 10 minutes on average, just to start. I believe it's not enough. Yeah, but it's a good start. It's just moving. I mean, those people who really work out, they're on the path. But there's so many people who don't do anything. They don't move. I mean, I remember when I was well, it's many years ago, when I was on the university in Athens, Ohio, and I could study there. We on the way to Colombo Airport, when I was flying to LA, we came to a village or a small city where the fattest people, the obese people of America came just in this village. Everyone was obese there. Everything was drive-in. Nobody was walking. It doesn't matter what it was. Everything was a drive-in. And I think it's just for those people who really have health issues, it's just start. One of my friends, he is overweight too. I said, Roland, yeah, but I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, you don't have to run a marathon, but just start walking. Just start walking a little bit. Or if it's when you're too heavy, you have problems in your joints, then go to a public pool and do swimming. Don't have any excuses. You can always do something. Just start and learn to enjoy it. It's not about I have to. No, I'm looking forward to go for a run. I'm looking forward to do some workout. I'm looking forward to go for a swim. It's about the mindset and just do something. I mean, most people who do fitness on a regular basis, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Maybe some of them are doing too much. But I want to talk to those who don't do anything or not too, because they always tell me I don't have time. I'm too busy. Man, I'm traveling all the time, and I was always traveling. I remember when I was on business flights, seeing my clients all over the globe. I always asked them, please book me a hotel with a gym. That's what I want. If there's a spa too, perfect, but a hotel with gym, that's all I want. So I always tried to find a way to work out a little bit, and I always had my running shoes with me, so I could have a short 30 minutes warm-up run in the morning before I went to breakfast, because I did the gym always afterwards in the evening after the seminars. And now here on my travel, it's the same. There's always a way if you want. There's always an option to do something. So I really want to encourage people, move. Our body is made to move and not to sit. Get rid of the energy.
I think that you've made some really good points there, Roland. What I'm wondering is and I know a number of people, their exercise / relaxation is walking. However, I think walking is great. I walk twice a day if I can, 3 miles and then 2 miles. But what I also know is you have to use your upper body. You've got to use your core, and walking doesn't do anything for that unless people are power walking, but still you're not getting the exercise for your shoulders or your back. So what are your thoughts when people say, yeah, I walk a mile a day or 2 miles a day? Is that enough?
It's a good start.
Okay.
It's a good start. And when you enjoy it, walk whenever you can, because walk, I think why I love walking is, it's a good cardiovascular training, and you're not exhausted afterwards. You're not exhausted. When you run, you're more exhausted. When you walk, you're not exhausted. When you do something, and afterwards you can do weightlifting, or I don't know, maybe you train your core muscle when you use just a mat, or you practice or power yoga. I love walking as a cardio program because it doesn't exhaust you. It's good for your cardio system, but it doesn't exhaust you. And afterwards, you're fit enough and powerful enough to do a really, whatever you want, a high intensity workout or weightlifting, whatever you want to do. So I love the combination of walking and doing some intense. It's a good stuff. Actually, it's a good stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, that's exactly what I do. I walk in the morning, then I go to my beloved Solid Core, not a paid spokesperson, and then I walk after that. So it's kind of like bookending. But what I have found is I had been running one of those walks instead, and I was getting shin splints. And I thought, you know what, I don't want any injuries. So maybe I need new sneakers, but I just decided I'll walk faster and not do the running. And my legs are fine, thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, and the point is, you can always walk. When you go to the supermarket, or when you do my Armand Road do my laundry, or I'm going to have my dogs. I always walk on distance, always, and I don't jump in a car. But walking, man, it's ridiculous for me. People drive to the gym in the car, and then they take the elevator for the restroom, and then they can take the elevator down to the gym. So why not walking? Just walking. We should walk more. Just walk. Just walk more. I know in the US it's a little bit different than in Europe. I remember when I was in the US the last time, it's really difficult in some cities to walk because there are all the streets. Sometimes it's really difficult to walk a distance to a supermarket because everybody drives. So sometimes it's really dangerous there. But walking is a very, very good exercise. But also, as you mentioned, Dr. Jacalyn, especially the older we get, is working on our core muscles, And you can do it in the gym, or you can do it at home. Just you need a mat, and there are so many tutorials on YouTube, or you download a PDF with all these exercises. And even just 10 minutes a day. Everybody has 10 minutes a day. Just 10 minutes in the day, in the morning, do some core workout. That's really nice before you jump into the shower. It's 10 minutes. When you do it every day, it's 70 minutes in the week. That's a lot.
Yeah, it sure is. And to your point, I think it's about having a lifestyle. It's not about one day getting up and going, oh yeah, I'm going to go, do 200 push-ups, or I'm going to go run, and I have no experience doing this, because typically then you're going to get injured and you're not going to want to do it. So as you said earlier, it's about going slowly, 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 and then building up gradually.
Yeah. Especially for the beginners, you don't do too much in the beginning, because when your body's not used to it, you get injured, you get frustrated, and then you quit it again. That's typically, this New Year's resolution. I stop smoking, I don't drink, I will run, I will do this. It's too much. Yeah, start slowly, and especially for the men. I was the same years ago. I had a few years where I was really working a lot, very, very busy, not eating, always very healthy, sometimes too much alcohol with all these business dinners and business lunches. And then I got a little bit overweight. And I went to the gym, and what's really cool is weightlifting, the arms. But now you have to work on the belly and on the core. Do the things that you don't like and make it as a positive habit. The things that you don't like, these things help you growing, help you to improve.
You know what? I appreciate you sharing that. I'm actually laughing because I've been a personal trainer several times in my life, a spin instructor, yoga instructor. One of the things that would just make me just go, is when you're in the gym and you see usually a guy, and he's got a gut, and he's got these weights. He's going, and he's making all this noise, and he's moving back and forth. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're using momentum. And when the guys are making those sounds like, it's like, stop, it's ridiculous. Learn how to breathe properly so that your breath is helping you lift the weights, right?
Absolutely. Always when you push, you always exhale. Always. Always. Yeah.
Have you seen these guys doing this? I mean, it's typically guys I see.
Yeah. But this is this ego stuff. I always say to my friends when they train at the gym, put on less weight but do it correctly.
It's so true. And by the way, for whatever reason, it seems to be the guy's chosen body part to focus on is the biceps.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Why is that?
It's easy and it's fun, It's easy, It's easy to take some short bells and kettlebells and train your biceps. When I look at myself, I really sometimes have days I don't like to work, and I said, okay, at least I go to the garage of my motorhome and I put out my kettlebells and I do some bicep stuff. Yeah, I'm the same. But I know, no, Roland, take the mat, lay down, work your abdominals. It's much better. But sometimes I just don't like it. It's normal.
I mean, I think biceps are great, but I don't know. I think there's nothing better. I love this. Like if I think of the back of a man, that V shape, that back that has, it's like you could throw bricks against it. It's just like steel. And the guy's wearing a jacket and there's no roll in the back. I think that's really hot.
Absolutely.
But I digress.
Absolutely. I don't know what's going on the show, but I get greener and greener.
I feel like you're out in the ocean or something.
I get greener and greener. So maybe it's a sign that we should talk about the third pillar about nutrition.
Yes, go ahead, please do.
So the third pillar is nutrition, and nutrition is very, very important. But I very often see that people work out a lot or like, but they don't give the right food to the body, and that's another very, very important pillar. And for me, especially for those of you who want to lose weight, believe me, 80% is nutrition, 20% is just workout. So I see a lot of people who want to lose weight. They go, I don't know, on the treadmill, on the gym to do some cardiovascular training, or starting with the weightlifting. And then they get hungry, and then they eat more before, or even more crap before. It doesn't make sense at all. So it's nutrition is very important, especially when you want to lose weight. It's 80% is nutrition. So get fresh, healthy nutrition. What I mean is, I don't mean the stuff you get in the supermarket. Most of the stuff, I guess 95% of the stuff you get in the supermarket looks like food. It's not food. it's close to food, but it's not food. It's processed food. What I mean by nutrition is unprocessed food. So fresh vegetables, fresh fish, fresh meat, fresh eggs, whatever. Everything fresh, no processed. And you prepare it for your home. As a salad, as a warm soup, as a steak, or as a fish, or whatever it is, but buying fresh ingredients without any artificial colorings, preservatives, sugar intake, whatever it is in all these numbers. This is what I mean. It's a healthy nutrition. But because I always see people who, for example, do a good workout, but as I said in the beginning, they look fit but not really healthy because they don't get the proper nutrition. They are drinking, this energy drinks which has sugar stuff, or artificial sugar, but it's not healthy. It doesn't make sense. I always wonder why people work out like crazy and then they eat this crap and the shit. Doesn't make sense at all. So nutrition is very, very important. And as I said, it's all about fresh stuff, buying fresh. And to be honest, it's not really much work. And when you're very, very busy, why don't you prepare and pre-cook like some people do? You find tutorials on YouTube where people prepare meat for the next days and you put it in the freezer. Or what I do here, I tell myself, sometimes I'm really busy because I have long distances to drive or organize some stuff, or I have to work and do sightseeing. So I don't have, for myself, most of the time I do, but sometimes I don't have the time to cook every day fresh. So I do also pre-cooking, and I vacuumize it and I freeze it. Why not? Yeah, but the ingredients are always fresh. I don't buy any frozen stuff in the supermarket, no canned stuff or whatever. No, I only use fresh ingredients, but I also do pre-cooking. Yeah, why not?
I appreciate what you just shared. I want to just give another perspective, which is you can see someone who's really built well, physically fit, but they're not. And you can find someone who's really thin. We see all of these models on television. I don't know how healthy they are. I have no idea, but there are definitely people who are really thin who are not healthy either.
No, because I was working together with, as I said, with many medical doctors on nutrition, and they told me, sometimes we have patients that look quite good in their clothes, and then we measure them, they look thin, and you think they're healthy, and they're not at all because they don't have enough muscle. So sometimes their fat percentage is higher than a person that is trained. They look slim, but they're not healthy because they don't have any muscles or not enough muscles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So some people have a little bit overweight, just a little bit more fat because they're getting older, they're enjoying more life, but the base is a good muscle structure, and they're much healthier than somebody who is very slim.
Now, Roland, what about when we talk about these three pillars, what about body mass index? Is this something that we should be concerned about? Or the percentage of muscle to fat to bone?
Muscle to fat to bone, yes, but body mass index, no. And most doctors say it doesn't make any sense, because when you're really well trained with a lot of muscles, you have a very high body mass index because you're not growing in height, but you're growing in weight because you have more muscles. Yeah, and then your body mass index is really not a good one, or compared to one who's very slim and did not train. For me, doesn't make sense. It's an indicator, yes, but it's much more important to find out how high is your, or how high or how low is your body fat. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Well, but body fat is part of the body mass index, isn't it? Because you find out the amount of fat, muscle, water, and bone.
Yeah, when you measure totally, but the body mass index is the correlation between height and weight. The BMI
Ah,
is a correlation between how tall you are and how heavy you are. And this doesn't say anything to you, as I said, because when you're really well trained, maybe you have 200 pounds, but it's all muscle, and then your BMI is very high. But because there's the correlation between the height and how many centimeters or inches you're high and how many pounds you are heavy. It doesn't always make sense to me, but it might make sense to measure, as I say, the muscles, the fat, the bones, and the water index. Yeah, that's more important. Absolutely.
I remember when I was growing up, there used to be a cereal company, and their ad would be, if you can grab an inch around your waist, then you need to slim down. Is there any truth to that? Because of course, as we get older, not you or I would know about this, but as we get older and our metabolism slows down, sometimes there are places in the body where fat is stored.
Yeah, it is. And well, there's another thing that we have to keep in mind, and I want to do an extra show about it. Is sometimes people really work out good, but they still have the small bellies, this small michelinas, and the reason for that is sometimes the body stores too much fat because you have too much toxin in your body. So what the body does is to protect your organs, like your heart, your lungs, your liver, and everything. It stores the toxic components that you took in through food or beauty products, or I don't know, cleaning products, whatever the toxic stuff you get in the body is stored in the fat. And the more toxic stuff you have in the body, the more fat the body stores to protect your inner organs. So this is why some people still have some michelinas, because they're too toxified. They have to detoxify. That's very, very important. And what you also see is when people who are overweight and lose too much weight too fast, meaning losing too much fat too fast, what happens is that the toxic components go into your blood systems, and then they don't feel healthy, they don't feel sick, they always get sick, they feel tired, because you get rid of most of the fat, not everything, but most of the fat, and all the toxic stuff is in your blood system. And that's one of the point. Just to answer your question is about having a little bit michelinas. If you do it on a healthy way, yeah, but sometimes you still have it because you have too much toxic stuff in your body. You have to detox. Very, very important. Detoxing.
So based on what you're sharing, just about, let's say, body fat in different areas, is it possible to exercise this away, or it's all in the nutrition?
It's a combination. It's a combination of detoxing, getting the right nutrition, helping your liver to detox, get rid of the toxic stuff. It's detoxing, and exercise. It's a combination. But you cannot train a certain body part to get rid of the fat. That's not possible. When you get rid of the fat, you get it on the whole body. Mostly you see it in the beginning in the face, mostly first. But if there's still some michelinas in your body a little bit, it's a sign that you have to detox your body and get rid of this brown fat that is between your tissues and the upper fat. Yeah, absolutely. You have to detox.
Do you have a recommended way that you like to detox that you want to share with our audience?
Well, there are many ways. First of all, I never recommend what some people do is the fast way, doing it with artificial products and get rid of the stuff. It's not healthy. Especially your digestion system is collapsing. That's not good. You're killing also your how to call it, your colon flora and everything. I will do it slowly. What I do it on a daily basis with supplement. I supplement my body. I take in the morning a glass with a powder. It's called zeolite. It's a grinded stone, it's like from volcano area. Or it's grinded stone I drink in the morning to detoxing. Some people do detoxing in the morning with a fresh lime juice with water. I don't recommend it at all. I saw it with my ex-girlfriend. She destroyed totally her teeth because of the acid of the lemon. I would do it. You can do it when you use a straw, then it's good, but take care when you do it on a daily basis. When you drink lime juice in the morning or orange, lime juice in the morning, it's healthy for the stomach to detox it, but it's not good for your teeth. What is very important is, put as much omega acid products as you can to your body. It helps. Omega acid, a good combination of maybe of all types of omega-3, 5, 6, 7, 9, like I do on a daily basis. High dose of omega. It's not only good for my brain, it's not only good for my heart, it's also good to support my liver and to boost my immune system. Some people, what is really helpful, I did it for a few weeks, is choosing with a slow juicer celery. It's also helpful even when you read the books from Dr. Anthony Williams, detoxing, liver detoxing with celery juice. It's very helpful too. I did it for 6 weeks and was very powerful. Yeah, absolutely. There are many ways. You can, if it's really, really bad, you can do with a therapist, a colon therapy to really clean up everything. There are many things. But the best way to detox is no sugar for a certain time of period, no alcohol, no coffee, and detox maybe with celery juice or with supplements. And what I highly recommend, what I do on a daily basis, is I do fasting, a whole day fasting twice a month, always on the 11th day after the full moon and on the 11th day after the new moon. I do a full fasting, meaning I only drink water and take my supplements, but no, I don't eat anything, even no shakes, no juice, nothing. And in the evening, when I freeze a little bit, I have a hot ginger tea. That's what I have. That's what I do twice a month. And normally during the day, I do 16 to 8 intermittent fasting, meaning 16 hours between the last and the first meal of the day. That's what I do. That's helpful.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you're sharing. I started intermittent fasting again. I was doing it for about 6 months. So I started, yesterday was 19 hours and today it was 16 hours. I think I had 21 hours before that actually. So what I found is like today I'm very tired. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I am. And yesterday when I was fasting for a longer amount of time, I wasn't tired at all. So it's kind of interesting. But I think that from one of our team members here, Roland's right here, Red O'Laughlin, he had mentioned that at 17 hours, that's when what he calls in air quotes, the trash trucks come in and start taking the trash out of your cells and cleaning them out. So I think that that number is probably the ideal time. But also what I understand is as long as you get at least 12 hours in that your digestive system is not processing, that's definitely an added benefit. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, 12 hours not eating between dinner and breakfast in the morning is a good ratio, because it's also about avoiding to produce insulin. Especially people who want to lose weight, is your enemy is insulin. And always when you take something in, and even it's a so-called healthy apple, yeah, but it's healthy, but it also has sugar. Even if you take a zero Coke, but your receptors on under your tongue, the taste, the sweetness, and then the insulin goes out. And insulin is not helpful. It absolutely, you cannot lose weight when you produce insulin, because we use insulin to feed. I know in the US too, like in Europe, we use insulin to feed the pigs that they grow fast to sell the meat. So insulin is your enemy. And even if you say, I cannot do 16 to 8 fasting, intermittent fasting, it's not possible. But what is really good is for those who want to lose weight, okay, for those who want to lose weight, because there's always, different tutorials. Some people say 1 day a meal, twice meal a day, intermittent fasting. Some days say 3 times a day. Sometimes say eat 5 times, small portions, or snacking. It's depending what you want. If you want to lose weight, at least always have at least 4 to 5 hours break in between every meal you take, meaning no snacking, nothing in between, really nothing, just water, just to give a break to your insulin production. That's the minimum you have to do. Between the meals, 4 to 5 hours break. Don't snack all hour. That's not good. Because some people say, yeah, I want to lose weight. I don't go on huge portion. I will snack in between. Not working at all. You need this 4 to 5 hours insulin breaks. That's one point. And the best thing is when you can manage it is intermittent fasting. We all know this, calorie reduction or calorie restrictions is the best thing you can do. You eat too much.
I love this, Roland. We're coming to the end of our show, but a question I have as a follow-up is, so we're doing the intermittent fasting. Do we just eat one meal that's a little bit larger, or do we break it into two meals within the 6 or 7 hour window?
I do two meals, depending on my hunger. To be honest, I'm not a carnivore, but what helps me totally to get in power is I do a carnivore diet. So not the whole year. So I do it for 2-3 weeks, and then I go back and I change with a little bit carbs and green veggies and berries. I love berries. So what I do is as a breakfast, mostly the breakfast is quite late, between 10 and 12. I eat grounded beef with a lot of eggs and a lot of cheese. And the point is, when I like it, then I was hungry. When I don't like it, means I'm not hungry. That's the feedback. When I like it, I'm hungry. When I don't like it, I'm not hungry. So I don't eat it. And then I have late, I always have a combination. Normally, when I'm alone, I'm not here for business dinner or something like that. I have a combination of being a late lunch, early dinner, around between 4 and 6 p.m. I have a huge steak, salt, and water. That's my normal diet. For example, yesterday on a Sunday, I was in some fish restaurants, had a lot of fish. I really had some omega boost. I loved it. Absolutely. But what I try to do is 2 meals a day, and I eat as much as I want. And that's the point. When you really eat fresh, healthy stuff, you don't have to count any calories. You don't have to count any calories, and you're not gaining weight. I'm not a fan of counting calories. It doesn't make sense at all. Eat the right stuff, and you can eat as much as you want. And if you don't like it, you're not hungry. That's the point.
I loved it. I love what you shared today. Thank you so much. And I hope our audience is getting value out of what we're sharing here today. And by the way, we are open to having guests. So if you'd like to be a guest on our show, go over to our website, usaglobaltv.com, book your session, and just look for It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Join us in and let's spread the message and become more healthy, because when we look at the last 70 years, what's going on, people are getting more and more, we have more and more food, we're getting more and more obese, we're getting more and more unhealthy, and especially when, actually I was had a look in Red's book about Alzheimer. More and more people are getting older, have a problem with dementia, Alzheimer, and we know it's related to the 3 pillars. People don't work on enough, they don't move enough, and they eat too much sugar and too much carbs. That's what's going on. So let's spread the message.
Absolutely. Roland, how can people reach out to you, and what's the value you can bring them?
Well, I would say go to my main website. I have different websites for different topics I'm working on. It's my name, rolandfriedl.com. I will spell it for those guys of you who are listening on a podcast or radio station. It's ROLANDFRIEDL.com, rolandfriedl.com, and from there you can link. And the email is office@rolandfriedl.com. Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. If for me, it's all about sharing and caring and connecting with people. Whatever you need. From my main business background, I'm a business coach and consultant. I'm executive trainer and consultant. If you need a business advice, go there. If it's nutrition, let me know how can I help you out. I have a lot of experience in nutrition. As I said in the beginning, I trained hundreds of doctors, medical doctors in the German-speaking countries on proper nutrition, because it was not part of their education on university, or not enough. Yeah, and if you want to have a fancy lifestyle like myself, a free and work from the most beautiful places in the world, contact me through. I can help you.
Thank you so much, Roland. Thank you so much, Roland. I really enjoyed doing the show with you. And again, welcome people to explore what it's like to have a healthy lifestyle instead of yo-yo dieting or juicing today and doing something else tomorrow. We need to get into a behavior of pattern that is a lifestyle, as opposed to just trying various things. In fact, I just spoke to someone who's on a diet, and the person's tried all these different diets, and I started explaining why it's important to have a lifestyle, and the person wanted something instantly. We always want something instantly. We didn't get to where we are instantly, but we want to fix instantly.
There's no miracle pill or something like that. No, it's as you said, it's about making the right choices, and it takes time. I mean, but when you're gaining weight over 20 years, you cannot expect that you lose it in 5 days. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it takes time, but it's all about choices. And as you said, Dr. Jacalyn, it's about the lifestyle, and really, it's not a must. I have to, and no, it's I want to. I'm looking forward to look good, to look healthy, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here and taking the time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And we're going to be closing out again with our trailer for It's Your Healthy Lifestyle, so you remember us. And we'll be back tomorrow with more shows. So thanks again. Bye, everyone. Bye, Roland.
Bye-bye. Stay healthy, guys.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is the It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show, hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.